Hi everyone, this is Kelly, and this is card number 2. It is tone on tone card, and we are going to be using the Nature's Sun Prints dies, but we are also going to be using in the designer series paper. Let me find it real quick. We are going to be using the Pretty Prints paper right here. We're using the Calypso Coral on this card. Again, this is a tone on tone card, and we use the dies for the sentiment, and we also use the die for the wreath that's on here. The inside of the card looks like this, so we're using one of the different stamps, and then our envelope is like that. So let's get started. You will have in your envelope, you will have a base. There's a standard base 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. You will have the lovely wreath. You will have your designer series paper, and these two get matted together for the inside just to give it a pop. I don't like white on white, so I mean I do, but not in this situation. And then I gave you some of these little bits in case you wanted to use it. So we're going to start with stamping. So the things that we have to stamp on this are going to be our envelope, the inside piece, and our sentiment. So like I said, we're going to be using Calypso Coral, and Calypso Coral is a great color. I'm going to start with the sentiment and see if I can get it straight while I'm trying to be on camera at the same time. That's always a challenge, but I will try really hard to do it correctly. So I put things at an angle because for me that makes it straight. I know that sounds goofy, but it works for me. So hopefully I did not flip this. There, that's right in the middle. I'm very happy with that. So I'll put that aside, and then I'm going to grab my flower. So this flower is also in the set, and you know, I just like to stamp like a trio of them. I stamp off, I just think it looks nice to be in a threesome for the card itself. Now see, I made a mistake there. I've got too much ink on here. I could clean it off, or I could just come in and stamp over it, which is so nobody knows I made that mistake except those watching the video. And then this time I'll just come in straight down and not rock, and I won't have the lines. You can hardly tell I made a mistake there. I like that, you know. I like to just wing it. Okay, so I did my envelope. I've done my inside. I'm going to close up the ink so that I don't end up wearing it. I tend to do that a lot, so it's always good to close it up first off. And now it's just assembly. This is a pretty simple card. Nothing much to it. Again, I just put a sentiment or something on the outside sometimes, and then other times I don't. All I'm doing here is adhering this to this card here. That is Calypso Coral, and the inside piece, the coral cardstock is 4 by 5 1/4. This white piece is 3 3/4 by 5, and now I'll just adhere that onto the inside of my card. I'm getting better with those tape things. I used to be so bad at them. I used to get it all over me and not, you know, some people have that with glue. I have it with the tapes. So this one I'm making in a portrait style because the first one is landscape, and I stamped my flowers in a portrait style, so this is now a portrait card. One could say that was a mistake, but it really isn't. I like to do them in 2 different directions sometimes, just so I have just a little bit of variety for what I'm doing. And then this designer series paper is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And now I'm going to put on my wonderful wreath. I just have to decide which way I want it to go. I think I want it to go like this, so this is up at the top because my sentiment will go this way at this time, just because I'm doing portrait versus landscape. So I am a glue person, and I'm going to try really hard to use the Tombow glue this time and not make a mess with it. I just kind of go around in little spots and like on the leaf and here and there. I don't get it everywhere. I just need it to be tacked down. So so we decided that this was going to look like this. So I will tack it down. Now here's what I do when I'm trying to get under all these little bits and pieces and everything. It was like, I can never glue those down. Well, let me show you a trick. Put a blob of glue on a little piece of paper. Go underneath and just tap it, and tap it down. You can do that with any glue that you're using. I just tap it down so it stays. It's not, you know, it doesn't have to all be down, but some people get a little worried like this piece might flip somewhere. So I just put it on that piece of paper and put glue on it and slide it under. Now for the most part, that's all going to be where I need it to be. I'm going to put a little bit more under here. For some reason it decided to come back up. You just have to hold it a second. Now where you see that extra glue in this area, no worries, it will dry clear. So I'm good. So I'm done with my Tombow, and let's put our sentiment together here. Now I do put dimensionals, but now I need to decide, do I want to put these little guys on here? You know, maybe I want to just do 2, you know, like this. I have 3 of them. Or I can do like this. I don't know. I think in this case, I'm going to just do 2 on this one. I'm going to do it a little bit different. Oh, I guess I wasn't done with the Tombow. So let me pull that out again. This is also called green glue for anybody who is with, you know, does anything with Jackie Bullhays and Connie Stewart. They always call this the green glue. So does Kelly Atchison. These are stamp demonstrators, independent demonstrators that have been around for a hot minute, but they're so much fun to watch and they're always so creative. They inspire me a lot. So there we go. I have now adhered that. It looks like I planned it like that. This time we're just using 2. I did use 3 over here, but I really like that. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now I could easily, well, I don't know. I could put it in there. I won't. I'll leave it out. I'm going to put dimensionals on here so we can pop it up and put it on the front. And then, you know, this is how easy this card is. We are like done. I'll put 3 just because I can. And you can use your fingers to take these off. They get everywhere. Or you can use your take your pick tool or any stylus that has a point. Poke in, lift up, and it collects it for you. So you can do it both ways. Now I'm just going to set this right in here. Looks like I planned it. And well, they're 2 different cards. They're basically the same. Simple, easy. I'm letting the designer series paper do the work for me, and a little bit of stamping and this die cuts. So thank you so much, and you have a great day, and we'll be on to the card 3 here in just a moment.